Going live. Let's bring in our favorite sister. Hello, hello, hello. Hey.
Lisa Mercado. Hi,
Hello,
love.
Fran. Hi, darling. How are you
How are
today?
you?
I'm
I'm
good.
great. I had a good morning. I had an amazing meditation. I had a sweet little qigong practice. I did a yoga practice. Took a
Girl, it's
little
only 10
morning
o'clock.
nap, and then drank some bone broth, baby.
Wow, look at you rocking it like a queen. My morning was not quite as exciting as yours, but I celebrate you. I earthed, I meditated, and I went to the post office. But
Oh, well, that's
sometimes we
pretty
got to
good.
3D it too and do the things
That's right.
that allow our nervous system to relax as I'm preparing to go to Glastonbury.
Yay! When do you leave?
I leave in 6 days.
Oh my God,
I
I'm so excited for
know.
you. Such a
Hello,
magical, special
welcome.
place.
I know, I'm feeling the transmission of it so deeply in my soul. Like, it really feels like coming home and picking up
It
pieces
is.
of my soul,
It
right?
is.
So we're
Yeah.
doing all the
Yeah.
things. Yeah. So what do you want to talk about today?
So we were chatting last week, and we were kind of like pondering, like, how do you stay in your feminine essence? How do you stay in your femininity? How do you stay in that receptivity and that surrender and that divinity and that spaciousness, and make shit happen
And
and take
make sure.
charge, right? How do you do both? And
I,
I love how we kind of landed on this topic, and then it
right.
sort of like unfolded all week for me. I just got back from an all women's medicine journey weekend retreat where
Right.
I was mostly just in the healer role. So I was doing a lot of healing work on all these women who were going through really, really deep transformations. And one of the themes that I was seeing was this theme around balance, like, how do we balance the yin and the yang? And for so long, it's not been safe to be fully in our yin. And so women have forgotten about what it means to really be in your feminine,
Yes.
to really be a true receiver and to really embody the goddess. It's like, people will say that to me, oh, you're such a goddess, and that's sweet and nice to hear, but I am not a goddess. I just embody the goddess well. The goddess is everywhere, right? And so we're in service to
A1.
her. And one of the ways we are in service to her is by having a balance with the God within too, with the masculine as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is my life's journey right now, and my life's work, as you know, as operating from the masculine, from that survival. It was my survival, and so I want to just make that claim that many of us have operated from that masculine frequency, and not to make it wrong.
Yeah.
Just how can we make it more right? Because what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing from myself and from most of my clients is just the sheer volume of exhaustion. Like,
Exactly.
as
Yeah.
the turnstile is happening and our consciousness is elevating and we're becoming more remembered, it's like, yeah, we went after and we did, and we have all that badass bitchness in us, but it's not sustainable. And now that we're waking up, we're exhausted. So how do we create the balance? Because truly, we want to create balance within ourselves as the yin and yang, the gold and the silver, the masculine, the feminine, but we also have to then deliver it out. So how do we do all of this?
Yeah.
So I love the practice that one of my mentors gave to me about pivoting the energy to the back body, and just like dipping the energy back and feeling that cellular, that somatic change, and that, like, just dropping the energy back, and instantly my whole front body wants to open, right, to be in receptivity. So I love these bio hacks that go with you everywhere, like breath, like pivoting your energy, because it's always like we think we need all the things, and like, let me get the crystals and the cards and the people and the da-da. And it's like, you have it all within you. And so just that pivoting back of energy and taking that breath to come into a space of balance, is key one, initiation of receiving, right?
Yeah. And one thing also that you're speaking to, which I'm not sure if you're aware of, but in Chinese medicine, the yang meridian runs up the spine and the yin meridian runs down through the front midline. So what you just said, leaning, like pivoting your energy to the back body, it's like you're being held by your own yang energy, which allows the yin front side of you to open. So really, really beautiful. And you know, it's so interesting how for a lot of women, it's like that question of, I don't know how, like, I don't know how to bring my feminine forward. I want to embody my feminine, but I don't know how, because I have to hold all this stuff. Yeah. I've been in survival mode for so long, and it's not working, and I'm so tired, and I don't know if I can, how long I can do it. I'd rather just check out, right?
Yeah, or have 10 glasses of wine and whatever, you know, all the outside go-tos, right?
Yeah. And it really is. And so it's this question comes up of like, what do I do? What do I do? How do I change it? And it's like, well, you don't do anything. Mm-hmm. That's the trick. That's the key. That's like, get key. That key.
How do I be? How do I be?
It's a being, exactly, not a doing. Yeah.
Well, the other piece of this that we talked about last week that I thought was really, that kind of spawned this too, was this inquiry of how do I, like, I know how to take charge. I know how to go after. That was the masculine imprint, right? Mm-hmm. You know, as entrepreneurs creating business, like just, I know how to charge. And so this decision of really being conscious about stepping into my feminine and into flow, and like, how does that translate in conversations and relationships and communions? And how do I not assert and take charge, but also have my voice and express what it is that I need, want, desire, what I'm feeling, you know, how I can amplify any experience that I'm in. So that was my inquiry last week, because I know how to assert. Let me just show you. Let me just take charge. Let me just do it. Right.
Right.
How do I be in my feminine, yet ask for what I need, and also level of consciousness. And we have a lot of wisdom that comes through us because we've been doing this sacred work for so long, you and I and so many other women.
Yeah.
So how do we take the knowledge that we have and offer it without inserting it? And so that was my inquiry, and Spirit said so clearly, it said you invite.
Yeah.
Right? And that was the whole premise. It's like, I can take charge and insert and be like, let me show you how this is done, because that's my, you know, my survival. I got this. I don't need anybody or anything.
Right.
And now I'm fried, tired, and feel alone.
Yeah, totally.
I can just simply say, like, this is my heart's desire. Would you like me to show you? Would you like to walk with me in this experience? And just that pivot of like staying in the feminine, yet being able to offer without just taking charge. That was the epiphany last week that spawned some of this. You want to speak to that?
Yeah, I just, you know, I think the invitation, it's first for your own self. Like, invite your own self to express. Invite yourself to get in touch with what it is you truly want and desire. And even if you're not sure what it is, you still can invite yourself to express, I don't know what I want and desire in this moment, but it's not what's happening right now isn't it. So I invite you to get curious with me. You know, I think that curiosity can go a very, very long way. And to explore, and there's so much more chi, there's so much more sexiness, so much more juice in that curious exploration that comes from the invitation. And, you know, I think, you know, there's so many of us women who are in the pleaser role. You know, I have to perform, I have to do it right, and I have to be the pleaser of the situation. And if I don't move or be or act a certain way, it's, you know, I'm going to be thought less of or shunned or not one, you know,
or rejected, or all those things, all those wounded pieces.
Yeah. So I think, you know, inviting yourself to get more vulnerable and not know all the answers. And if you do, if you know what you want, you know what you like, then be like, hey, can I give you a request? can I request
Still an
something?
invitation, though. Still an invitation.
Yeah,
It's the
exactly.
inquiry that holds the feminine without being, it's assertive, but it's an inviting, right? Because the feminine is the receiver. It's all about this kind of enveloped, healer, intuitive expression. So the invitation is always like the opportunity. Two things came through this morning. Well, one thing came through right now, but one thing also came through this morning about that the wounded child demands, and the exalted feminine, because we have those wounds, that's what we're
Yeah,
processing, our dimensionality. The wounded child demands, I need this, this is how it's going to be, let me show you.
right.
But the exalted feminine requests, it's in that
Love
receiving.
it.
So like noting where you're coming from, and then you have an opportunity to be self governing and say, oh, look, my wounded child's at the helm. Let me nurture her. I'm so sorry, little one, that you weren't seen, and you believe you have to exert yourself in that way to get what you need or what you want. I'm so sorry that happened. And so now here we are. And then the exalted feminine can come in, and she can actually request with an invitation and a sovereignty in her soul. And also just the other piece that came in right now is like, as I was consciously uncoupling years ago, I just kept sitting in the I don't know. Like I knew what I knew to a certain point. There's so much I didn't know.
Yeah.
And I think that's also the feminine principle of just like, I know this, but I don't know anything else.
Right.
Because in the unknowing, it takes the assertion out, and it also opens up to be shown by, self, higher self, source itself, the universe. It's like stick with what you know, but be open for the pieces that you don't know, and still communicate from that place. Like, this is what isn't working for me, and the rest I just don't know.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah, I mean,
walking that path.
when we really know something, it's like we know this. It's very myopic, right? We know
Right.
one thing and we miss everything else.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember one year in my life, my resolution for the New Year's was to let go of knowing. And all year long, I let go of all the knowing that I thought I knew. And it completely changed the way I was in the world, the way that I viewed the world, the way that I moved through the world, the way the world came back to me. And it was, so it's a really profound practice and a really beautiful way to be in both the receptive, open feminine and the changing of the masculine, the
Because
transformation.
the truth is, we know everything, and we simultaneously know nothing. And
That's a
there's
Taoist.
probably the Taoist way of being, right? I don't know. I know everything, I know nothing. Here I am, show me,
That's right.
right? And then we lean back into the receiving to be brought to the next level of true knowledge, true receptivity. So
Yeah.
you rock. I love you. I love doing this with
Thank you.
you.
Love you, everyone. Much love. We'll see you soon.
Yeah. Have a great day. Love to your light.